Hi guys, welcome to my video tutorial here. Today we are in my kitchen, so I'm sorry about any lighting issues and my lack of space here, but my kitchen is very small in my apartment and I have no natural light in here at all. So we're just gonna have to make do. So today we're making my homemade enamel dots that I use in the majority of my tutorials recently. I use them every chance I get. I love them. There's several tutorials out there already, but this is a question that I get asked a lot about. How do I make them? Where do I get them? So I figured that I would do my own little take on my enamel dots here. So I'm going to pretty much show you how I make mine. So we'll be making these today. What you're going to need, we're gonna need a baking sheet. This is an old, disgusting baking sheet that probably isn't safe for food anymore because I've been making my enamel dots on them. So use an old baking sheet. You'll need parchment paper. Now, with the parchment paper, I made the mistake of buying the Dollar Tree brand. Yeah, bad idea. Don't use this Dollar Tree brand parchment paper. Had bad experience. I pretty much wasted a whole batch of enamel dots because it would not come off this paper. It would not come off. So don't use this brand. This is the brand that I use that I have absolutely no problems with. It's Reynolds brand parchment paper. This was about $3.50 from Walmart here, but it's worth it. So you'll need your parchment paper, and you will need pony beads. For the tutorial, I'm going to use white, but you can use whatever color you want. I got a big tub of it last time from Walmart that made all different colors. So we're going to do the white for this tutorial. You'll also need, obviously, an oven. I have mine set to 400 degrees. It's been heating for a little while now, so I think we are good to go on it. So let's get our beads going. You're going to want to get your parchment paper and just get it to the size of your baking sheet. Mine's a little long, so I fold mine. Okay. Then we'll open up our beads. Oh my gosh, I have the hardest time with these bags. Okay. Okay, and we're just going to space them out. Just leave a little bit of space in between them so that they don't melt together. Okay, so we have them all lined up pretty good here. I did pick up a couple of pieces that one of them was broken and the other one is I don't even know what. You could just set those aside and throw them away. So now that we have these all lined up, we're going to just pop them into the oven real quick. Okay, so now that they're in the oven for 100, it's at 100 and, wait, 400 degrees, sorry, 400 degrees. I check mine at 5 minutes. At 5 minutes, they should be starting to get a little round. They're starting to kind of move down and fill in the hole in the pony beads. So I check mine at 5 minutes. They're usually not done, but doesn't hurt to check. And then after 5 minutes, I will check them about every 2 to 3 minutes until they look nice and round and there's no dimples in them. The hole is completely filled in. So I will be back in 5 minutes to show you what they should look like at 5 minutes, at least what mine look like, and then we'll move on and go from there. So I will see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so we've about hit the 5 minute mark. I'm gonna go ahead and take mine out of the oven, and then I'll show you what they're supposed to look like at 5 minutes, or what mine look like anyway. Okay, so here's what we got at 5 minutes. As you can see that they're starting to melt down, but they still have the hole in the center. They're getting there. They just need a little bit more time. So I'm going to go ahead and put them back in. So one thing that I forgot to mention was when you do start melting pony beads that they smell really, really bad. So before you start melting them and putting them in the oven, I would suggest that you open up all the windows in your house to air out the smell. And I heard that it's better to do it outside with a toaster oven or something, but that's not really an option for me since I live in an apartment. So I'm gonna check them again here shortly. I'll check in and show you what they look like right before that they start getting to where they're supposed to be, and then I'll show you what they look like when we're done. So I'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so it's been a little bit longer than 2 to 3 minutes. It's probably been about another 5 minutes. They just weren't where they were supposed to be at 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll show you the next kind of phase that they go through in the oven. Okay, so here's what they are about 10 minutes. Some of them aren't quite cooked yet, but the other ones, like, you can see that they still have a little dimple in them. There's a little dimple in them. You're just going to want to cook them just a little bit longer until the little dimple in the center goes away to where they're perfectly rounded on the top. So I'm going to put mine back in for a little while longer. I'll probably check them every minute or so. Just trying to grab the other side. And so the next time I come back, they should be completely done. So I'm going to go ahead and put them back in. And I will check back in another couple of minutes, show you what they look like when they're done, and then I'll come back and let them dry for a little while so we can handle them. Alright, another couple minutes and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I just took my enamel dots out of the oven. Here's what they look like. There's a couple that didn't quite finish baking. There's a couple down on this side of the sheet that didn't quite bake completely because it was the closest to the door. But the rest of them, they have no dimples. They're perfectly round, as you can see. They take a couple of minutes to cool off to make them easier to slide off of the paper. But while we wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and explain a couple more things. The parchment paper. I pretty much use just one sheet until it practically disintegrates on me. This is a sheet I used yesterday. It's pretty worn. So once these ones are done, I can just take them, just slide them off of the paper and just put the paper back down and then reuse it. If you don't have very much luck with these, I've heard that perler beads work well. Perler beads are the beads probably as a child that, you know, you put them in a design, you put paper over them, and then you put an iron on them to melt them. I heard that those work well too. I've tried them, but I didn't have very good success with them. But it might be because I don't have the actual brand perler beads. I have these melty beads. Mine didn't quite melt down in the center. When they melted, they just looked like little donuts. And I didn't like that look. I've been meaning to try them again. Maybe I cooked them too hot, or I don't know. That's what I heard. But I don't like failure. So I've been putting off trying them again because I don't want to fail at making them. So let's see. It looks like they are pretty much cooled off because you can just move them around. I'm going to pick off the ones that didn't look like they melted completely. What the heck happened to that one? Looks like a little jelly bean. Okay. It also might help to maybe rinse them off a little bit before putting them in the oven, because some of them, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Let me see. I don't know if you can see, but looks like it's got a little dirt or something melted in there. Okay. Doesn't bother me, but it might bother some people. And see how easy it just slides off the paper? All you need to do is wait for them to cool and they will literally just come off the paper. I didn't have much luck with the Dollar Tree paper. That's why I much prefer this one. Alright. And there you have them. Little homemade enamel dots for you. So I hope this tutorial or this video inspired, or hope you learned something from it and it wasn't kind of redundant from what everyone else was doing. So there you have them. And if you have any questions, any comments, anything, like always, just comment on my video and I will try my best to answer them for you. Like I said, if you have any questions about perler beads or anything like that, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to be any use to you because I have not had any luck with perler beads. So just let me know and I'll do my best. And I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching.